Major LGBTQ communities in Florida prepare for devastating Hurricane Milton. Hurricane Milton, which formed on Sunday and is now a devastating Category 5 hurricane, poses a grave threat to Florida's Gulf Coast, particularly impacting the state's largest LGBTQ communities in St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Orlando. Forecasted to intensify rapidly into a major hurricane, Milton could bring life-threatening storm surge, destructive winds, and flooding rainfall by late Tuesday or Wednesday. Governor Ron DeSantis stated, quote, "It's not any type of storm that has been dealt with certainly in recent years," end quote. The forecast track initially suggested a different hit on the Tampa Bay area, but later shifted south towards Sarasota. However, DeSantis emphasized that models are subject to change, urging residents to prepare for a possible landfall anywhere along the western Florida peninsula, with an expected landfall in Pinellas County around 5 p.m. A state of emergency has been declared in 51 counties, including major urban centers with significant LGBTQ populations. Kevin Guthrie, Executive Director of the Florida Division of Emergency Management, recommended evacuations for those in vulnerable areas. Flood watches are in effect throughout South Florida, with rain totals expected to reach between 5 to 12 inches, exacerbating the situation for those still recovering from past storms. Sorry, I was distracted by the 12 inches.
Wow.
Wow. Gotta bring some levity.
This is such a serious topic, Greg.
And I also want to assure our very good and dear friend Milton, who lives in Oakland Park with his husband Sumner, that we in no way blame him or hold him responsible, especially if there's no significant damage to Wilton Manors, Fort Lauderdale, or Miami Beach from his namesake hurricane. But seriously, this is now our second major one. I think we've been living here 10 years. We rode out the last one. Was it Ida? No, something with an I. Irma. We rode out that one. It was intense. There was, no power for 6 days. So
I got a new roof out of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how many of you lived through?
I have been in Florida since I was born, and I'm 63 next month. So I can't even tell you how many hurricanes I've lived through.
But I can when you were here during Andrew.
I was in South Dade during Andrew, which is where it had its most significant impact. And I can tell you, folks who are like, oh, it's going to miss us, maybe it will, but I urge everybody to prepare, because it might miss you, but what if it doesn't?
What if it doesn't?
It's always better. This is what I always say. It's better to have and not need than need and not have. So prepare and then be happy that you prepared for nothing.
Completely.
Absolutely.
Listen, people love to bitch, okay? People love to bitch. This is something that we live with, right? Okay, we get the beautiful weather most of the time and the beautiful people and the queer place to be our safe, authentic selves. But what comes with it is this weather. And this is what we have to deal with all the time. We were talking about Irma. Irma was during my wedding.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
Okay, so everything was closed down for my wedding. I couldn't get my bridal shower dress. It was a thing, I mean, not that was a big deal. I'm just saying, they say if it rains on your wedding, you're going to stay together forever. So I guess me and Teresa are here till the next lifetime. Damn it. I thought it was death do us apart. Anyway, but the reality is that just like Cindy said, preparing is prepare and shut the F up. Don't tell other people not to, okay? That's bad misinformation that you're spreading. You don't know if someone's in a low level spot. You don't know. There's a lot of places that never flooded 30 years ago here in South Florida and now flood every single rainstorm that we have. We didn't even have a hurricane back in June, and it flooded so many areas and it caused so much damage, and people lost their homes over a rainstorm, So, I mean, my heart goes out to the folks up north. They don't need this. Their floors are already saturated. My heart goes out to the people in Sarasota. Our own Al Ferguson has a home in Sarasota, and he's deathly afraid of what can happen because they've got beautiful trees all surrounding this gorgeous house that could be impacted, that might be impacted. We're at a category 5 now, folks.
Yeah.
You know, how fast did this storm change? You know, and that damn cone, I sleep. I have dreams about that damn cone.
Right.
And the spaghetti things.
And you know, this is part of a larger conversation about climate change.
Absolutely.
And it's also harkening back to the reason why we need to vote blue,
Yep.
because the other side
deny
thinks
it.
it's a hoax.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And look,
Yeah.
my home state, look what just happened in North Carolina.
In North
In
Carolina.
Asheville, in the
Carolina.
mountains.
Oh, horrible.
I mean, so this shit is crazy.
It is crazy. And to reiterate something that we said in the last segment, again, you know, Trump and the right, the MAGA Republicans believe that we should eradicate FEMA and that we should get rid of the National Weather Service, all right? These people save our lives down here in
Right.
South Florida every hurricane season, and you want to get rid of them?
Right.
You- okay?
Project 2025, scary AF.
Yeah.
Yes,
know?
and also keep in mind that those lands up there are already saturated.
Yes.
Exactly.
So there's nowhere for the water to go
There
when it
isn't.
hits there.
Right.
Right.
So, and I have to say about our friend Milton, you know, he's already got T-shirts printed that say, I got blown by Milton. So he's ready for it.
In Wilton.
In
Right?
Wilton.
Say, I got blown by Milton in Wilton. Tell them
Yes.
to add
Yeah,
that.
I
Just
want
add
to.
2%
I
back.
want to add one more thing
Please.
because one of the things that I heard, you know, right after Helene hit, they were talking about how many people died, and a huge number of people who initially died in Hurricane Helene were car accidents. So do not drive. You
Right.
might think nothing is happening. You know, we got some bans, but if you go out and drive and you get hit with one of these bans and you get an 80-mile-an-hour wind sideswiping your car, you're in trouble.
Or
Yeah,
debris,
walk away-
Cindy,
walk-
or
Yeah,
debris
or
can hit
debris,
you. Like, it doesn't matter if
absolutely.
you're in a Hummer.
Yeah.
It don't matter, okay? And you Tesla people,
A tree limb comes down on you, you're gone.
Yeah, so
You're
stay.
gone.
Don't. If they say don't go out and drive, don't go out and drive.
Don't
If
be a
they
hero
say-
or a fool.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't
right?
do
Well, stay safe at the end of it all.